What's going on YouTube? This is the One Anti Hero here, and today I'm going to bring you basically some things that you guys should think about before you go to regional and how to prepare. Now, just a little disclaimer, I know some of you can be like, oh, you haven't been to that many regionals, you shouldn't be telling people how. Well, I made mistakes before going to regional. Just tell you guys my track record, I guess. I think I've been to, I want to say like 4 regionals, YCS, and 1 Shonen Jump. Yeah, it was called that way back when. And I went 5-3 every time except for once. So, yeah, or like it was always like 5-3, I guess. So, except for once I did really bad when I first got back in the game like a year ago. I took a Sea Lancer Frog deck, and let's just say I didn't do well. But anyways, let me get into this. I wrote down a little list for you guys. So first I want to give a big shout out to my friend Jack, Jackson Wolf. I'll post his channel in the description, check him out. He actually gave me a really good idea for this video. I've been wanting to do this video for a while, but this, like what he said, is like really clutch, so I'm actually going to say it first. It's, alright, you got to know the meta, like what decks are being played right now, and what their like key plays are. It helps with your side deck too when you're making choices. Like this format is a little unique in the sense that you could face a lot of decks, but the main ones I would look out for if I went to regional today, well, it would be like Dragon Roller variants and probably Prophecy, I guess, maybe Black Wings. But the easiest way to do this is online, and because it's free. So like Dueling Network and DevPro, YGOPro, or whatever you want to call it, that's what I would do. I wouldn't invest all this money in like making so many decks because you can just test them online for free. That's how I learn most of the decks and what they do. I actually create them myself, or I'll see like a variant and I'll make it on DevPro, and I don't even plan on using the deck in real life. I just play it so I understand it. I understand the combos, or I'll watch replays on YouTube or anything like that so I know what the cards do. Because I've gone to regionals before, when I was a lot younger, and I didn't know what every deck did, and it just, it sucks. It's kind of embarrassing to have to be like, oh, can I read your card like every single time? So that's my biggest advice for you guys on that subject. Next one is, ooh, this one's really important, and I never end up doing it, but I really recommend it. I'm going to try to do it because I'm going to regional on October 19th. I'm in East Hartford. If you guys are there, if any of you watching this, say hi to me. That'd be really cool. Get sleep and eat breakfast. Get sleep is really important because if you're hungry or tired while dueling, in your back of your head, you're going to be kind of focused on that because you're going to be like, well, let's see, I'm, like 4-1 right now. If I lose, I'll probably, drop and get something to eat or go to sleep because I'm really tired. You don't want to do that. You don't want to waste your time, money, and effort to go to some place just to like think in the back of your head like you'd rather be sleeping right now. You know what I mean? Like, just make sure you get at least a good 8 hours and stuff like that. I know a lot, you'll want to like play test with friends late at night. Well, you've probably been doing that for a while, so preparing for this. So I just don't stay up all night till like 3-4 o'clock in the morning to wake up at like 6 to go to the regional. It's just not a good idea, trust me. Same with eating, eat some breakfast, even if it's something small, just to get you through, a few hours, because it does take a while before you actually sit down and, get relaxed and, what's going on. So yeah, definitely do that. Know your deck. This is like, I don't recommend this, even though I know some people are going to be like, oh, I've done that before and I've done well. Yes, but I don't recommend at all you making a deck the day before a regional and then playing that deck. Chances are you're not going to do too well because you didn't have time to play test it and adjust cards and make all that kind of shenanigans. So, play with a deck that you've been playing for at least like a week. Play testing, or that you know really well. That's what I recommend. I mean, if you already have like your invite and you're just going to mess around, I guess it doesn't matter. But yeah, just know your deck, know its combos, know its plays, because if you have to read your own cards, like you're not used to it that you make your own cards, it's bad. Oh, a new thing. Recently, if you guys don't know, they're now enforcing, from what I hear, that all your cases have to be the same, all your deck sleeves. So that means your side deck, your extra deck, and your main deck all have to have the same kind of sleeves. Now, I didn't think they would actually push this, but it sounds like they are, because I've heard a couple instances, and I actually heard some YouTubers, and a YouTuber, actually, I watched this video, his name was, I can't remember offhand, but anyways, he said he had a game loss because he forgot to put one of his synchros back into his extra deck, and he drew it on one of his first hands, and they gave him a game loss. Now, from what I hear, it depends on the judges and stuff, but you don't want to, what I mean? Especially, like, if this is a big tournament for you, and there's, like, a bunch of people, and you're trying to do well, and you're just on the bubble, and you get a game loss because of something stupid like that, you don't want that. So just make sure, I guess, guys, that every sleeve is the same, and just, if you have to remind yourself somehow, some way, like, write a little note next to you that says, hey, check your deck for extra deck cards, and you have to look at it every time, then do it. Because nothing hurts more than getting a game loss. I haven't had one personally like that, but I know people that have, and it just sucks, Let's see what we got here. Okay, in the beginning rounds, like rounds 1 through 4, you're probably going to face any crazy deck. If you face, like, a meta deck, that's not likely round 1. You'll face something, completely random. Like, let's just say, for instance, in the Dragon Ruler and Prophecy format that we just got out of, you would face, like, Malefics. That's such a random deck, like, you're not going to be 100% prepared for it, but, I mean, you can't be 100% prepared for anything because there's just too many decks. This is where the online thing comes in handy. I mean, if you face meta decks over and over and over again, that's good, because when it comes to the later rounds, you're going to be prepared and you're going to know what's going to happen. But for the rogue decks, you got to be prepared for those in the early rounds. So more often than not, it's just basically a game of what plays the other, or whose deck is better, I guess. So just prepare for that. You might face a deck that none of your side deck cards are good against, but in that case, your decks would just be good against it. So keep that in mind. Make sure you have a correct count of side deck cards, extra deck cards, and main deck cards. So I would double check, the night before, just to make sure everything's in order. You have to have 15 side deck cards, no more, no less. So just keep that in mind. Extra deck, it can be anywhere from 0 to 15. And your main deck has to be at least 40. If you guys, I'm sure everyone that's watching this knows, but just in case, has to be at least 40. So, pre-register. This is huge. Please, I recommend you guys, as soon as you can, pre-register for a regional, because nothing sucks more than driving at least an hour or 2 hours to an event just to say you don't make the cut. Then you just wasted the whole day driving there, I mean, unless it's in, like, a really cool city, like New York or something like that, where you can just, like, travel the city the whole day and you got the money, that's fine. But still, guys, just pre-register. You can actually print out a deck list, which I'll post in the description, of, like, those deck lists that you get at regionals or whatever, where you write down every card in your deck and your ID, Konami ID, and all that stuff. Print that out the day before or a couple days before, if you know exactly what you're going to put in your deck, or print out 2, just in case, and just write it out the day before, because then you're just super prepared. You're pre-registered. You have your deck list ready. You can get things going. You can get set up. Get ready, get prepared mentally for the day you're about to ensue. So yeah, I'll post that in the description for you guys. It's really handy. Trust me. Let's see. And the last thing I just want to say is have fun, because really these events, to me, they're really fun. They're the funnest thing about the card game. If you ask me if I could go to a regional or YCS every weekend or even every day, I would actually go to them if I could, because they're just that fun to me. I like the atmosphere. I like the adrenaline kind of rush that you get from having huge tournaments. You know what I mean? Like, locals is actually my favorite part of the week. Because it's a tournament. I love the tournament atmosphere. So, I'm just that kind of guy. So, yeah, just enjoy it, because even at especially big tournaments, you can meet new friends, just new people, other YouTubers, depending on where it is, and that's really cool. I'm hoping to do a lot of that this year. Make new friends, even though I got a bunch But, you know, still, it's always nice to have new friends, you know, especially, like, that play Yu-Gi-Oh! And things like that. So I'm really looking forward to it, and you guys should too. So that's all I gotta say that I can think of right now. If you guys think of something that I missed, let me know in the comment section down below. So I can say it maybe in another video, or let everybody know who's watching this, you know, because the best thing to do is be prepared and have fun. And I'll catch you guys next time. This is the One Anti-Hero signing out.